死んだ初めて俺に伝えている。
絶望の匂いだ。
面白いこと見せようか。ほら、こんなに家賃が多すぎて。
お父さん。
あかん。
ドナルド君、まだ死ぬ時じゃないでしょ。
アメリカ、万歳、ファイト。
絶対負けないよ。
ランドトライドまで。
出ろ。だってまだサンキュー言ってないでしょ。一回も言ってください。
おい、仲良くしてね。この世界、季節にいけるかな。昔グレートだと、大きにまたグレートになるかな。さ、有名人なら誰かのマンコを掴んでいいさ。そう、やらせるで。
I'm muted! Fuck! Just so we're clear, I said a lot of gamer words. I finally was fed up and I said, I'm just going to say all the gamer words on YouTube. And luckily I was muted. I didn't know I was muted, but I was saying a lot of words, a lot of gamer words. Hello, everyone. Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of the 199. And we are happy to see all of you here today. Munchie Ninja says, did you say my name? Maybe I did. I guess we will never know. But hello, everyone in the chat. It is Friday. We've got a CobraCast mini because I'm going to try to get this in before. Gifties necessary. Okay, you're right. I got to drop gifties. You are correct. Give me a minute. Those are the rules. I got to drop gifties because I fucked up. So you called me out on it. So now I'm going to have to do it. Gifties in the chat for me fucking up. Here we go. Boom. And boom. All right. Those are the rules. Those are the rules. So thank you for calling me out on that as well. I appreciate it. But anyway, this is going to be a CobraCast mini before FNT, and I'll do another one tonight as well. But I wanted to do a quick catch up and just kind of, see what everybody's thinking right now with all the craziness going on in the world of politics. And because it's been a crazy few weeks. And I did tweet this out not too long ago, actually. But I thought this was pretty funny and pretty on point. Maze Moore did this because, as we know, Stephen Colbert and his show was canceled. His show was canceled. And as we know, Stephen Colbert is a terrible, terrible person. He was a vaccine salesman. And, he's been a Trump hater. He's had TDS for a long time. And this right here, this is art right here. This is art. So let's watch this really quickly.
Donald Trump has been sworn in as president of the United States. I know. Listen. We're just as confused as you are. Joe Biden did it. I sat down and just started crying with relief. And Evie said, you never have to talk about him again. And then I cried with joy. After a bizarre and vicious campaign fueled by a desperate need not to go to jail, Donald Trump has won the 2024 election. Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending The Late Show in May.
Oh, man, that is how you make America great again right there. It is absolutely glorious to watch that. It's so good. I think we should watch it one more time. This is better storytelling than anything Disney has produced in the last 10 years. This is the hero's journey from Donald Trump.
Donald Trump has been sworn in as president of the United States. I know. I know. Listen. We're just as confused as you are. Joe Biden did it. I sat down and just started crying with relief. And Evie said, you never have to talk about him again. And then I cried with joy. After a bizarre and vicious campaign fueled by a desperate need not to go to jail, Donald Trump has won the 2024 election. Next year will be our last season. The network will be ending The Late Show in May.
Let's go. It's just so good. I would highly encourage, if you like edits like that, to go follow Maze Moore. Great account over on Twitter. So shout out to him. He does really good work. So, and what happens with him is a lot of people typically steal his stuff and never credit him because he takes time to edit this stuff together. And then so what people will do is they'll take it and put it on their own Twitter account and not credit him, because monetization on Twitter is kind of motivated people to do that. It's absolutely insane. But shout out to him for putting that together. Let's see who's in the chat. Delona says, let's go. Definitely not Brock for $10. Says muted, greater than typo, opinion invalid. What's up? Definitely not Brock in the house. What's up, Brock? Good to see you, brother. Chester Wolf says, you're late. This is unacceptable. 199. Let's go. Patriotic Eagle says, with the declassification of the Russia hoax in a way, Tulsi helped lift a curse off the Trump family. Hail Tulsi, hail the 199, hail Trump. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. Mr. No One with the gifted membership, thank you. The B says, aloha, brother. Appreciate these CobraCast 199 shows. I don't always catch them live, but usually hit the replay. Remain blessed, everyone. Hail to the replay crew. I appreciate it. I always see the replay crew in the comments section. So thank you to not only people, obviously, that are here during the live stream, but also the amazing replay crew. Yeah, so right here, Obama administration manufactured intelligence to create 2016 Russian election interference narrative, documents show. Again, how many times have we seen this with President Trump being proven right over and over and over again? Every single time. I know Trump is speaking right now. I'm not going to have time to cover that. I'll cover some bits and pieces of it maybe. But I won't be able to cover the whole thing. But how many times have we seen this? Like, it's over and over and over again. You know, Trump just continues to destroy these fools. And, you know, and they, look at this right here. Do you remember this interview right here? Let me see if I can pull this up. Give me just a minute. If this is the right one, let me bookmark that and then we'll see if that's the one, because there's this one where Trump called 60 Minutes out to their face over the Obama campaign spying on him, or spying on his campaign. And 60 Minutes was like, that's not true. You can't prove that. I don't know if this is it or not. This is the interview, but I don't know if this is where he said it right here. Here we go.
I'm going to be fair for some tough questions.
You're going to be fair.
I'm going to be fair.
Just be fair.
But you're okay with some tough questions.
No, I'm not.
You're not okay with tough
I want him
questions.
to be fair. You don't ask Biden tough questions.
You know, I didn't want to have this kind of angry.
Of course you did.
No, I didn't.
Of course you did.
No, I didn't.
Well, then you brought up a lot of subjects that
Well, I said
were
I'm going to ask you
inappropriately brought
tough
up.
questions.
They were inappropriately
But-
brought up right from the beginning. No, your first question was, this is going to be tough questions.
Why?
You don't ask Joe Biden. I saw your interview with Joe, the interview with
I
Joe
never
Biden.
did a Joe
It was
Biden
a joke.
interview.
The interview, 60 Minutes. I see Joe Biden giving softball after softball. I've seen all of his interviews. He's never been asked a question that's hard.
Okay, but forget him for a minute.
No, but you
You're
start with
president.
me.
You're president. And
Excuse me, Leslie, you started with me. Your first statement was, are you ready for tough questions?
Are you?
That's no way to talk. It's no way to talk. I think we have enough of an interview here, Hope. Okay, that's enough. Let's go. Thanks.
So there's a part in there where he's calling her out over Obama and how they spied on him, and she just denied it over and over again. I can't find that clip. Is this it right here? Yep, here it is.
Listen, This was a committee, a big deal. They lied. And what did they do? They deleted and destroyed a whole year and a half worth of testimony. Do you know that I think those people committed a major crime.
Sir?
And Cheney was behind it.
Well-
and so was Benny Thompson and everybody on that committee.
We're going to,
For what they did,
yeah.
honestly, they should go to jail.
So you think Liz Cheney should go to jail?
For what they did.
Everyone on the committee, you think
I think
should go to
everybody
jail.
anybody that voted in favor.
Are you going to direct your FBI director and
No,
your attorney
no.
general to send them to
No,
jail?
not at all. I think that they'll have to look at that, but I'm going to focus on drill, baby, drill.
When you say that,
On
it carries
strengthening the
weight,
wood.
though. You've tapped these people to lead the Justice Department and FBI.
They can do whatever they want.
Okay.
Biden can give him a pardon if he wants to, and maybe he should. Just remember, unselect committee, a year and a half of sworn testimony, and after getting all of the testimony, they deleted it. Wait, and they destroyed
Wait.
almost.
He could tell the ability to command the moment. He could tell she was about to interrupt, and he's like, wait, don't even try it.
Testimony, and after getting all of the testimony, they deleted it. Wait, and they destroyed almost everything. There's nothing left. It's unprecedented.
And they deny
if you
doing
do that in a civil case,
Yeah.
you go to jail.
They deny doing that. And officials say that the order never came in for
They
the
put
National
out
Guard.
a
But
statement.
on January 6th, let me ask you this about January
Wait,
6th. I think
Benny
you're going to want to
Thompson
answer
wrote
this.
in a statement that he has destroyed
Yeah.
all evidence.
Let me ask you this about
It's
January
amazing.
6th.
I wish you could be you have such potential. If you could be just non-biased, you hurt yourself so badly. I'm telling you, they deleted and destroyed all the evidence. Everyone knows it. And you slough it off like it doesn't mean anything.
No, I'm
If
just
I
saying
did
they
it-
deny it. That's all I'm saying.
Kristen, if I did it, you would be standing up in that chair shouting at.
This is 60 Minutes, and we can't put on things we can't
No, you won't
verify.
put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't
Look, let me
put
tell
on
you.
things we can't verify.
Leslie, I think it's one of the biggest scandals I've ever seen, and you don't cover it.
Because,
You want to talk about
because it can't be verified.
you want to talk
I'm
about
telling you.
insignificant things.
I'm telling you.
Of course, it can be verified. Excuse me,
We
they found the
cannot-
laptop. Leslie,
It can't be
Leslie,
verified.
what can't be verified?
The laptop,
Why do you say that?
because.
Even the
it's
family
verified.
hasn't. The family on the laptop. He's gone into hiding for 5 days. He's gone into hiding.
He's preparing for your debate.
Oh, it's taken him 5 days to prepare. I doubt it. Okay.
Who
The
taught-
media is fake. And frankly, if I didn't have social media, I'd have no way of getting out my voice.
Do you know what you told me a long time ago when I asked why you keep saying fake
Yeah.
media?
Yeah.
You said to me, I say that because I need to discredit you so that when you say negative things about me, no one will believe
I don't
you.
have to discredit you.
But that's what you
You've
told me.
discredited yourself.
So again, going back to this, we've been like the Russia thing was just such nonsense for forever. And that's why I dismiss a lot of the narratives out there of like, well, Trump works for this person, Trump works for that person, Trump works for this, individual. It's just, we've heard it over and over again, and time always proves that none of these narratives are actually true. And that's just the facts right there. Jason Platten for $50 says, I don't like the argument that Trump didn't campaign on Epstein. It's true, he did not, but he did build the MAGA movement based on it draining the swamp and law and order. He set that expectation, so that's what we expect him to do, including Epstein. Well, again, I agree with that, but it's just a fact that you can't make the statement that he campaigned on releasing the Epstein files when he, in fact, did not. It's just a fact. And this is what happens with Trump, with everyone that's critical of him, is that they can't just stick to the truth. They have to add more to the equation. And once you start adding more to the equation that isn't true, you lose credibility. So it's like when you have a woman accuse a man of SA. Well, what if that woman has had 10 instances where she's falsely accused men of SA? Or is anyone going to take her seriously on the one time that it could be true? Well, if you've 10 other times you've accused someone of something that isn't true, no one's going to take you seriously. It's all about credibility. Criticisms of Trump are out there and they're valid. There's no need to make shit up and say that he campaigned on Epstein, because he did not campaign on Epstein. He answered some questions in a kind of half-ass way when it was brought up to him, but he never proactively has ever brought up Epstein as a campaign promise. Zero. So when people say that he did, they need to be called out on it. With that said, the reason MAGA is so adamant about this is because that is what the MAGA movement is about, is, you know, exposing all of the corruption and draining the swamp. So I agree with you there, but people just need to stop lying and saying that he did something that he did not do. Let me see here. He tweeted about it for years. Tweets are not part of a fucking campaign promise. Donald Trump has tweeted about fucking Coke being a shitty fucking product, but that he's still going to drink it. Does that mean he campaigned on Coke being a shitty product because he tweeted about it? What a retarded fucking statement. So because Trump tweeted about something years ago, that makes it part of his campaign promise? Holy fuck. So I guess Trump campaigned on Chris Christie being fat. Jesus Christ, what a fucking retarded. That is the biggest cope I've ever heard. Hey guys, he tweeted about Chris Christie being fat. That's part of his campaign promise. Jesus. You know you're grasping at straws at that point in time. Let's see here. Ghost Crusaders TV says, Dear Jeremy, secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone. Our secret will never hurt anyone. Make America great again. Love, Donnie Trump. As a matter of fact, I know we're all like, oh, you know, Trump didn't do this, Trump didn't do that, but I have some bad news for all of you. I have some bad news for all of you. I have the evidence against Donald Trump. I have the evidence. Now, I don't want to, like, I know I've had a lot of Trump fans unsubscribe to me because I've criticized Trump. Okay, I get it. But the Wall Street Journal released a story saying that Donald Trump drew a picture of a woman and sent a letter to Jeffrey Epstein. A lot of us denied this and said, this is not true. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, I did as well. But when facts are provided, I have to own that. And so here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have the evidence right here. Donald Trump painting his masterpiece. So I can't defend this man anymore. This is the allegedly, this is the picture of Donald Trump and the picture that he drew for Jeffrey Epstein. And I can't defend this anymore. So he has been exposed. This is the end of Trump. It's over. He's done. And I don't think he's ever going to recover from this. The memes have been pretty great. The memes have been pretty great. Thank you, Mr. No One, for that gift of membership as well earlier. The internet's a crazy place right now, man. It really is. I don't know how to say this name. Haiku. It says, we are 199, Hail Snake Pit and the Fellowship. Thank you. Rice Tile says, your intro was too long. I don't appreciate the swearing, and please don't objectify women, Jeremy and MAGA. Thank you. I'll make sure to never do any of those things. Crew Kid says, well, there it is in black and white. Tulsi might have even dropped the T word in her statement. Obama will never be perp walked, but he fucking needs to be. This is true. I agree with that. Ryan Miller says, this is what happens when you continue to shit on half the country and its karma. And the late night shows have gone all in on identity politics. Yeah, it really is weird, man, because none of those late night shows seem that none of them have an original opinion at all. They all have literally the same opinion. All of them. It's absolutely crazy. And it's all anti-Trump nonsense. It's all anti-Trump, identity politics driven nonsense. Thoughts on narrow voting? Says Jeremy, you're the only one in the fellowship worth listening to at the moment. It's great that you're breaking away from just pop culture and gaming. Thanks. Well, I appreciate that, man. I would disagree. I think there's a lot of people in the fellowship that are worth listening to, but I don't know, man. I try to cover a wide variety of different things. And I have split, like, I will say this right now, and I did the numbers the other day. I'd have to rework it and see. Right now, if you're just including the Geeks and Gamers branded channels and D-Day Cobra, we are now, I think, 60,000 subscribers from 1 million as a network for Geeks and Gamers. We are almost at 1 million subscribers across the board. So that includes the main Geeks and Gamers channel, Geeks and Gamers 2, Park Hoppin', Sports Wars, this channel, D-Day Cobra 2, all of that. We are 60,000 subscribers away from 1 million as a network. And that is crazy to me. Because obviously the main Geeks and Gamers channel is taking a hit with me not making as much content over there. We live stream over there, and then we put a lot of our stuff on G&G2. I need to start making more videos for the main Geeks and Gamers channel because it's losing subscribers because that's what happens when you live stream a lot. But I'm really, really happy about that. And that's just on the YouTube side. If you add Rumble to it, we're well over 1 million because we have like 220,000 followers on Rumble, I think, from a network standpoint. So, but yeah, I mean, I just try to cover a lot of different things that I'm interested in. I did play Donkey Kong Bonanza last night, and I got to say that game is freaking great. Krista, I think she's live right now playing it. And so that's really cool. But then when you add like all of when you add the extended network, whether it's Ryan's channel, Jay's channel, Josiah's channel, all of that. I mean, we are probably closing in on nearly 2 million subscribers as an extended network. So I'm really, really happy with what we've built here at G&G so far. Fujimura says, Chris Christie lost 5 pounds. Promises broken. It's over Trump. Andrew CR says, dude, do you know who else it was a painter? Hitler confirmed. Hitler confirmed. Aaron James says, how's the super chat rankings? Use that leverage with YouTube to fix the names. I don't think they're going to listen to me. JRG Project says, we will get past this Epstein saga stronger than ever. Trump still has 3 years left, and it's best we dare not waste them. There is no alternative. Well, that's ultimately what it comes down to. I was very critical of the Trump administration and Trump's handling of that. And I stand by every single thing that I said. Like there was a video, somebody told me about this video the other day. Let me see if I can find it. It was Dershowitz, was talking about this with Chris Cuomo, if I can find it. Let's see. I kind of went down a rabbit hole on a lot of this stuff. And it was pretty interesting to hear his perspective on it. If I can find it. Maybe I liked it. Is this it? Okay, this video right here. Okay, so this was, you guys told me about this video and to check it out. So I did go over there and watch this. This is an interesting video right here.
Trump administration, is the government hiding a client list or anything that the Trump administration could release tonight?
No, there is no client list. There never has been a client list. A client list suggests that Jeffrey Epstein made a list of people to whom he trafficked women. What there is a redacted FBI affidavit from accusers. There are several of them from accusers that accuse Jeffrey, that accuse various people of having improper sex. And
thank you, Bella
that
Stella.
has been redacted. The names of the people accused have been blacked out. Now, of course, because I was the lawyer and I did all the investigations, I know who all these people are. I could figure out based on.
So he was Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer, just so everybody understands. So Alan Dershowitz was Epstein's lawyer.
Everything that I saw who Mr. X is, Mr. Y is, and Mr. Z. I can tell you right now, none of them are public figures who are currently in office. Some of them were previously in office. Some of them are dead. But there is no client list. And the redactions could be undone if you go to court. So many of the things that are being suppressed by 2 judges in Manhattan. And they're doing it largely to protect the alleged accusers who are, in the view of the judges, victims, even though we don't know what their actual status is. But the judges have issued orders, which is why I can't disclose things I'd love to disclose, saying that you can't disclose this information. But Pam Bondi and the Justice Department and Donald Trump are not responsible for that. I don't know of any information that they could disclose that they haven't disclosed.
Now, everything he's saying, I agree with, but they made themselves responsible when they rolled out the Epstein files phase 1. They made themselves responsible when Bondi said, the documents are sitting on my desk to be reviewed. Bondi said that. Bondi set an expectation that something was going to happen. And then they rolled out this nonsensical influencer bullshit. This is where the problem is, and this is where my criticism has been directed at.
Now, maybe there is some, but I'm simply not aware of it. And so I think it's important to place the blame where the blame deserves to be placed. The vast majority of people who are in the files, and I know them all, I've seen all the names, the vast majority of them have already been disclosed. They're in articles all over the world. They're in books that have been written. So if we got everything, you would be shocked how few names are there that haven't already been disclosed. The media hasn't, by the way, done a good enough job in finding the people who have been disclosed in the public record. So that's that list. Then there's the videotapes. People say there must be sex tapes. I know the whole story there. There is a videotape, maybe several videotapes. They came under the following circumstances. Before any of this happened, Epstein was robbed by one of his employees of money and of a licensed gun. And he called the Palm Beach police, and they installed video cameras, not in the bedrooms, but in the living room. And those video cameras recorded some people, but there's no sexual allegations there. So there's nothing to that. And then there's Tucker Carlson's absurd allegations about the Mossad. There I know it from very, very personal experience. Why? I was representing Jeffrey Epstein. I asked him about everything, including whether he had any contacts with intelligence agencies. If he had, he would have been dying to tell me that, because I could have used that to get him a better deal. If he had worked with the Mossad or the CIA, that would have been golden for me. But of course he said no. And then I checked it with my sources in Israel. Let me clear, I once represented the Mossad when 5 Israeli Mossad agents were captured in Cyprus. The head of the Mossad asked me to represent them. I did. I got them out, and the Mossad sent me a congratulatory note. I'm friendly with many of the people who have been heads of the Mossad. I'm not going to tell you who my sources are, but I can tell you with absolute certainty he had no connections to Mossad. He only got connected to Israel very late in this when he met Ehud Barak and he made business dealings with him. But there was no connection to Mossad. The reason that story generated is because his girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell's father, probably did have a connection to Mossad, Robert Maxwell, but it had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And as far as the suicide is concerned, of course it was a suicide, but it was a suicide, I believe, assisted by jailers. It was not a suicide that he could have committed alone.
Well, so a lot of the stuff he's talking about, he obviously has very good information on. I don't know how he knows it was or wasn't a suicide, because he's not privy to that information. he's just making an estimated, he's just making a guess. He's just making a guess. How would he know if it's a suicide or not? How do you have information on that? He wouldn't know if it was a suicide or not. He just wouldn't.
And I think the jailers had something to do with his cellmate being dismissed, with the cameras being turned off. So there are things that can be hidden, but there's no smoking gun here, and there's no fault on the part of this administration, as far as I can tell.
So, Professor, we both know, like, the answer to why Carlson and these other guys are now using Epstein as an article of convenience is because it works. For them to say he's a Mossad agent, it's a great way to advance.
Cuomo, kind of like how you used COVID, kind of how you used COVID and you pushed the vaccine lie. Remember when Cuomo faked his being, what was it? Was that Cuomo where he claimed that he had to stay downstairs to isolate himself away from his family? And then they did that whole thing where he slowly walked up the stairs to hug his family, and his family didn't even look like they cared. His family looked like they could care less. And then there was reports that he left his house during the time that he was supposed to be on lockdown, and he got into an altercation with someone. Yeah. Okay, Cuomo.
And keep relevant the anti-Zionist movement that's going on right now.
Sure.
I've never seen conservatives, this Charlie Kirk thing that they just did, it used to be puzzling to me why the evangelicals loved Israel so much until I understood the whole nature of the rapture and all this second passion and all this.
All right, so, Cuomo's just taking it in a whole different place now. But in terms of what Dershowitz said, I think he's also stated that obviously Trump is in the Epstein files because they had a friendship back in the day. But Trump is nowhere, anywhere is Trump indicated as to doing any wrongdoing, which is exactly what we've known for a long time. I don't think that there's a chance in hell that Trump is guilty of any wrongdoing, and he has not been accused of any wrongdoing. Now, the people that hate Trump are just going to continue to tell you that he is because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and they have TDS, and that's totally fine. They're going to continue to do that because they're very stupid people, and we know that. So Mr. T says, Jeremy, let me ask you this. Is it if Donald Trump is on the list, but let's see. I guess you're saying I don't know. Trump is on the list, but could Don Jr. or business partner be on the list? And that's why the list hasn't been shown. Hail. So again, you're asking me a question that has no answer. Based on everyone that I've heard, there is this idea that there is a Epstein list. There's this internet idea that there's just a little black book with all of these powerful names on it. And that doesn't exist. There's documentation of people that are named in different court documents, and, victims have accused people and things like that. But there's just not a fucking list, And I think that that's what the internet has gotten lost in this. They just think there's a little black book, but there is court documents that have been sealed. But I don't know, man. Like, do we just think that the most powerful, evil people in the world didn't have any evidence destroyed? I don't understand that. Like, of course they had evidence destroyed. So I don't know what there is to ultimately release. What I do know is that regardless of what is or isn't there, the thing that can't be debated is the Trump administration has handled this about as bad as you could possibly handle it. And that is a fact. There's no denying that they have fumbled this worse than if you were to give me a situation where, hey, how can you paint the worst case scenario for the Trump administration to handle this? I couldn't have painted anything worse than what they've actually done. This has been a disaster for them. And so while I question the legitimacy of like what may or may not be out there, I still squarely blame the Trump administration for the backlash that they are facing, because they have fumbled this to a level that is hard to comprehend. Pronoun Beaver says, see you on FNT celebrating my 4 years sober at the moment. Let's go, man. Congratulations. Hell yeah. The Sean 2 says, hey, Jeremy, sorry to derail the conversation, but how possible is it for you to have a Geeks and Gamers crew have a trip to Japan meetup? Love it to help chip in to make that happen. Honestly, this has been one of my goals, is to take me and the crew to a trip to Japan for about a week and do a meetup and do a, just vlog and record and go live stream. It is the amount of money that it would take. And it's not just because like it would be expensive to get the whole crew over there and pay for everything. That's only one element of it. And just to be clear, could I afford to take the crew over there based on our budgeting? Yeah, probably. The problem is that taking us away from our day-to-day stuff, that's where the true cost comes into play. It's not that it's going to cost this astronomical amount of money to do it. It's that it cost me by the lack of day-to-day work that we normally do that would cost me. So that's where I would lose a shit ton of money. But yes, I would love to do that. And I've had people say like, why don't you do this, that, and the other? Like, look, I'm very blessed to have the support that I have from the people that watch our streams, no matter if I'm playing Mario Kart or if we're talking pop culture or if we're at theme parks or if I'm doing political streams. We get an unbelievable amount of support that helps this company continue to grow. But I don't want to do like crowdfunding unless it's something that is some massive that we're trying to accomplish, because I don't want to make any missteps on the generosity of this audience. But if it's something that the people want, and if we could provide amazing content through it, it's something I definitely want to do. And there's a ton of interest within the team as well. So keep pestering me about it. I'm always willing to listen. I honestly, we have a person that it's about a year now. He reached out to me. He has a place in Japan that he says we could stay at. I don't know what it is. I don't know exactly where it's at. I don't know if it would house everybody on the team, but I've had people reach out to me about that stuff for sure. Vault 95 says Jeremy's almost there, almost to bragging rights. 8 o'clock says, if Twitter is part of the presidential campaign, then we're all screwed. Oh, yeah, I know. Trump tweeted about it 10 years ago, guys. It's part of his campaign. It's like, what? Fennel Floyd says, haven't seen anyone answer this yet. If they got to Epstein, why have they left Maxwell alive? She knows just as much as he did. It is a valid question. And, like, to be clear, like I've said many times, I never followed the Epstein stuff to the point where I was overly invested in it. It's not something that, I'm not saying it's not important. It's just saying like, it's not something I was plugged into. The administration's handling of it, though, has what's made me so interested in it. And if they have credible findings with the stuff that Dan Bongino and Kash Patel have found, fair enough. Maybe talk to the people as the person you were that got into this position instead of an elite corporate stooge. And that's how Bongino and Kash Patel sounded. And that is one of the main reasons that no one believed what they say. Like if Dan Bongino got up there, I've talked about this already, but if Dan Bongino and Kash Patel would have sat there and said, hey, look, I've said this a few days ago, I'll say it again. Dan Bongino sat there and said, he killed himself. I've seen the file. He killed himself. That's like, he sounded neutered. But if he would have gotten up there and said, look, for years in front of my massive audience, #1 podcast in the country, I told you that we have to keep an eye on this Epstein thing because there is some shady stuff going on. And there was some shady stuff going on. And we have found that there was a lot of tampering going on. But based on the evidence that me and Kash Patel have had the opportunity to look at, these are the findings. But if you don't believe that, we totally understand. Because as I told my audience, do not buy into anything. But all I can tell you is, as God is my witness, this is what we have found. and we're going to continue to work our ass off for the American people to get more answers for you. If he says that, everybody's going to be like, damn, that's the damn Bongino I know. That's the damn Bongino that I supported. But instead, you got this corporate stooge sitting there in a suit with his head down, looks like he's embarrassed to say what he's saying, and no one is buying it. So, Jade Runner says Dershowitz once called the victims underage women. Well, I mean, he talks like, he does the lawyer bullshit. So who knows what to make of how he talks. Matt Frog says, just don't let Beardo near the self-deletion forest with the Pikachu hat on. Razor Hammond says Stephen Colbert's new contract found on Pam's desk. Trump today, I guess he is he's signing the Genius Act, and he says they named it after him.
Yeah, we worked hard. It's a very important act, the Genius Act. They named it after me, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you. This is a hell of an act.
Trump being Trump. Good stuff right there. Again, this is a little bit of a shorter episode, but I'm probably going to go live a little bit later. If you have not, the Alligator Enforcement Agent 199 shirts, tonight is the last night. Tonight is the last night. So if you're interested, you got to go over there and check them out. We have t-shirts, we have hoodies, tank tops, whatever you're looking for. But tonight is the last night for them. So if you're interested, make sure you go over to our Teespring store and check that out. Link is in the pinned post in the comment section. And I'm going to be live a little bit later as well. I wanted to do a quick episode before Friday Night Tights, because I will be jumping over to Friday Night Tights here momentarily. But I'm not leaving yet, so don't worry. I'm not leaving right this second. I'm just letting you know that this is a shorter episode for sure. Now, we have this right here. Alex Jones, Roger Stone.
Well, so this is going to be very, very interesting. I noticed on CNN, on X this morning, Julie Roginski, who's a New Jersey Democrat, very smart lady. I don't agree with her politics, but she said, this is outrageous. Trump has no right to release grand jury testimony. That's supposed to be secret. Well, first of all, I point out that in his post on Truth, he said he's instructed the Attorney General to release the grand jury testimony.
And by the way, I didn't plan on admitting this here, but I guess there's really no way to avoid it. Roger Stone stole my eyebrows. So cat's out of the bag now. Roger Stone stole my eyebrows. That is why I don't have any eyebrows. That's where they are. So people can quit asking where they are. That is the truth. So there you go.
Subject to the approval of the court. So Bondi needs to direct the U.S. attorney, the interim U.S. attorney in the Southern District, to move immediately to unseal all of the grand jury testimony in the 2019 indictment of Jeffrey Epstein, but also, based on what a whistleblower tells me, vitally important, also unseal the search warrants for both his New York mansion and for his island. I think it is vitally important we do that. In addition, we now know that Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna has been approached by a FBI whistleblower who was witness to the destruction and tampering of the Epstein evidence in New York. So
that's big. That's big news.
Whoa. You told me, you're always so far ahead of the curve. You told me a day before it happened that there were going to be criminal referrals out of Congress and Paulina and Luna, which I'm glad you guys are working together. They're in Florida. And there are also going to be some Senate referrals. That's incoming. But this is massive. And I talked to the Congresswoman as well. She's really, really doing a great job.
He wanted to say she's really hot. I guarantee you, Alex said, I talked to the Congresswoman as well. She's really hot. She's
massive. And I talked to the Congresswoman as well. She's really, really doing a great job. She's all over everything. You're saying that she has an FBI whistleblower that is going to be able to report on Comey's inside operations. That's what's in control, destroying the real evidence. Wow. And that is newsmaking. Give us every detail, Roger.
Well, I must be honest with you, Alex. I don't have the details. I communicated with the congresswoman late.
Okay. This is this is the greatness of Alex Jones. Alex Jones is the ultimate showman. All right. He's the ultimate showman. Did you hear? Because he got this information. And then, so Roger Stone says this, Alex tees him off. He says, tell us everything you know. And Roger's like, I don't really have any details. Sorry. I don't have any details.
That is newsmaking. Give us every detail, Roger.
Well, I must be honest with you, Alex. I don't have the details. I communicated with the congresswoman late last night. Look, I opposed to her election to Congress because I thought she was a DeSantis Republican. I was completely and totally wrong. Man, you have to be big enough in life to admit when you're wrong. I was wrong about her. She's turned out to be great.
And by the way, I'm wrong sometimes too, but at the time, I said, listen, you're going after DeSantis so much. He's a non-issue. You don't have to destroy anybody that's been supportive of him. I said, they're going to be with us soon. Was I not right about that?
No, you're completely wrong.
You are wrong about that, Alex Jones, 100%. Like, people that supported DeSantis, like, that you need to know who they are, because they're the first people that will turn on Trump at the first sign of trouble. It's always the DeSantis bros, always. So I disagree completely with Alex Jones on that.
Never put up with backstabbers. Ron DeSantis would be managing a McDonald's outside.
I know. I'm not talking about DeSantis. You don't have to blow up anybody that was supporting him. She was not that sophisticated then. She's getting sophisticated, Roger.
She never supported him. I was wrong about this. I thought she would support DeSantis in his showdown with Donald Trump. She turned out to be among President Trump's strongest supporters.
I'm not being mean to you, but you remember me telling you be nice to her? Remember?
No, I have no memory of that one.
What are we doing right now, Alex? Why are you derailing so much of this conversation? God.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, right. The point is, moving away from that.
This is a bombshell story. She's going to join me at 77 WABC Radio Sunday afternoon at 4:30 to talk about it. You can hear it this weekend. I'm sure we're going to learn more about it between now and then. Anna Polina alone is doing an amazing job. She is really the one who's been after the deep state over the documents that they've held back and the JFK disclosures. She's the one, working closely with Tulsi Gabbard, forced the CIA to finally turn over the Joanides file that proved that after 6 decades of lying about their knowledge of Lee Harvey Oswald, both the CIA director, John McCone, and then Deputy Director Richard Helms both testified to Congress that they had little knowledge of Oswald, when in fact they were monitoring him, they were monitoring his communications, and they were handling him. It was
absolutely their psychological warfare division, and we're totally vindicated. But thanks for her. But it's interesting to talk about how great she is, which is true. She just gets better and better. She's just savaging the deep state on every front. But I want to talk before we go to break here about what you just said. I get it. You're booking her for your #1 show in New York, which I've been on. My God, explosive response. I'm jealous of that great show you got. But seriously.
It's the same thing Alex said about Friday Night Tights. When he came on Friday Night Tights the first time, he's like, I love all of your shows. I love you guys. You guys are exploding. You guys are doing a great job. I love all of your work. They're like, Alex, you don't know who any of us are, brother.
You're talking to her, I guess, yesterday. I want you to tell us the little bits you got, because this is huge. I'm going to be texting her right now. Now, hold on. And you're booking her for the show, and she tells you, I'm coming.
Alex just casually dropping that he's got Anna Paulina Luna's phone number. You hear that shit? Like, Alex is fucking amazing, dude.
Because this is huge. I'm going to be texting her right now. Now, hold on. And you're booking her for the show, and she tells you, I'm coming on to talk about this FBI whistleblower that's going to report on the Democrat-controlled FBI destroying Epstein evidence. That is sensational. So you say you don't know a lot yet. That's fine. Give us every word she told you.
Well, it's actually a little better than that. The reason that I asked her is because she also has sent a criminal referral to the Justice Department over the fact that Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell lied before Congress when he said that the $2.5 billion renovation of the already palatial headquarters of the Federal Reserve did not include a private elevator for the Fed governors, did not include a private dining room, did not include an opulent roof garden. He said there was, his quote, no new marble, no new fountains. That's all false. That's perjury, and it's material. They charged me with lying to Congress, even though nothing I said covered up
Okay,
any
Roger, I know we were going to get into
crime.
this, and that's the next subject, and it's mega massive, and it's so huge.
But that's why I asked her to be on the show. And in the course of asking her about that, she said, you know, they really should. Nobody has talked about the fact that I have pointed out that an FBI whistleblower has contacted me, who was witness to the destruction of Epstein-related documents in New York. And I said, wow, come on the show and talk about that. She said, I'm going to be talking about it. That's all I know. You can go to her X profile. She has certainly tipped it there. This is a bombshell story because it proves that Trump is absolutely correct. When he says it's a hoax, he doesn't mean Epstein being a child sex trafficker is a hoax. He means the effort to frame him in that is a hoax.
I agree with that, but that is kind of Trump's messaging on this has still been not great. And that's the problem right now, is that Trump's messaging has been very, very messy on this whole topic. So, you know, that's why he's getting criticized for it. Real quick. So Obama's Russia collusion hoax was a treasonous conspiracy committed by officials at the highest level of our government. DNI, Tulsi Gabbard says. Gabbard has now forwarded all documentation to the DOJ. Arrest and perp walks must happen. Will they happen? Probably not. But at least we are starting to uncover a lot of this for sure. David Phillips for 20 says, Jeremy, APL versus Alina Habba versus Kristi Noem, who wins? I mean, I'm taking APL. I'm taking Luna. But if you're if we're talking about a real fight, I think Kristi Noem would beat the shit out of any of them. Kristi Noem's a country girl. She'd probably beat the shit out of if it's a real fight. But if we're just talking about hotness levels, it's APL and Alina Habba, then Kristi Noem. So thank you for the 20. Got that one. Ministry of Wrong Things says, Jeremy, did you know about Trump's post last night about Coke returning to real sugar when he made that analogy? I did know about that. Yes. Fantastic Knox says, so there's division between Quartering and Benny in regards to how Benny does his videos about Epstein calling him out. Be nice if people got along. Yeah, I mean, I like Benny. I like the Quartering. I just think it's really like the bottom line is we're all on YouTube and we're all trying to get people to click on our fucking videos. Everybody has a line as to how far they think they can take clickbait. I mean, if I got nothing against Quartering. But Quartering calling somebody out on clickbait is wild, okay? I'm just saying. Just saying. I mean, if you want to call, like, I think we all are guilty of clickbait in some capacity because that's what we do. All right? Let's see. Thank you for $2. Appreciate that. Philip says the minimum age for marriage in Florida and AI was in Alabama was 14. Philip Miller says, when's Gary going to be on Mario Kart? You never know. You never know. But I got to end it because Friday Night Tights is starting in a few minutes. I will have another CobraCast tonight, but I appreciate all of you for hanging out with me for a few minutes over here. And again, today is the final day for the CobraCast Alligator Alcatraz Agent 199 IDOT shirt. So what's up, Harley? Dave. So yes, you guys go over there, check it out. Teespring, midnight tonight, those end. Dan Bask for 50 says, tell me right now, Trump or retro games? Retro games? I mean, it's retro games. So yeah, I gotta take retro games. So love you, Trump. but I got to take retro games. I mean, Super Mario World? Come on, man. I'm only saying that in the chances that Dan might send me another super chat thanking me, because this is literally 27 cents. So I'm trying to get a real super chat out of Dan. So Dan, now that I said retro games over Trump, can you send me a real super chat? I mean, just asking. Like, that's literally like 27 cents. I'm going to give it a minute. I got to jump on Friday Night Ties, but I'm going to give it a minute and see if Dan's actually going to send me a real super chat. I mean, it would be nice. We broke now just looking at that, says Astral Chain. Yes. Yes. And before YouTube takes their cut. Dan Bask with 10 gifted memberships. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you, Dan. Now, the real answer is Trump. I'll take Trump over retro games. I just wanted to work some money out of you first before I answered it truthfully. So Trump greater than retro games. Thank you, Dan Vask. We're going to end the stream. See you guys on Friday Night Tights here in just a few minutes. I appreciate it. Love you guys. Have a good evening. And we will talk to you later. Bye, everyone.